So let me get this set up here. Hey everybody, Super Tony 511. Making another video. At the request of some of my supporters that wanted to see me make another one, and I've been asking. Still a little stuffed up, kind of got that cold thing still going. So, drinking my drink. Anyway, I made some notes. I'll try to go off of these. This is actually my second attempt at making this video. I'm not on my game today. But I'll do my best. First, I just want to say hello and thanks to my supporters, subscribers and friends that I have on YouTube. It seems like, I'm not saying I'm popular on there necessarily. There's tons of people, a lot more stuff than me. But the messages and whatnot that I've gotten have been very supportive. And I want to say thank you to everybody that has subscribed and messaged me. I try to get back with everybody as much as I can. But of course, due to time limitations, I can't always do that. But once again, thanks to everybody that's been contacting me. And of course, happy holidays. It's my favorite time of the year. I love Christmas. Just the coldness in the air. It seems like everybody kind of is a little bit more friendly to one another. I love this time of year. I'm sure probably a lot of people feel the same way. And this is actually one of the first Christmas times I've actually gotten to, since I've been in the military, that I've actually got to be in the States for a holiday. So I'm pretty thankful for that. And one of the questions I want to address, a lot of people have been writing me, and one of the reoccurring themes is they say, you know, Super Tony, why do you keep beating a dead horse with this whole liberty check thing? And it's a valid question. And something I had to think about for a bit. And basically the conclusion I came with is that the videos I make are not really for her. More they're for the other people that are watching. I know I address her in some of those, and we kind of have our back and forth going. But I understand that there's fellow service members and veterans know that she's full of crap. Okay, for the most part. My personal belief is I think she is an extreme narcissist that just seems completely closed-minded to any opinions other than her own. Says disgusting, horrible things about, you know, a particular group of people, soldiers, for example, that don't agree with her, but, you know, if someone agrees with her, all of a sudden they're, you know, they're hunky-dory and cool, which is pretty crazy to me. But, like I said, the videos I make are not specifically for her, more as they are for the people watching. I understand there's a lot of people that don't get a chance to interact with veterans or service members on a regular basis, or at all. And, you know, if a person that hasn't had a chance to interact with service members at all watches one of her videos, you know, there is that chance that they'll think, okay, well, maybe she's right. You know, maybe they are dumb, or, you know, people get this misinterpretation that service members are dumb, or, you know, we're joining because we have no other options or whatever, which really is not the case. There's been plenty of studies done showing that military service is a slice of Americana. Okay, you have people from all different backgrounds that join. I come from a normal middle-class family. I was going to college before I joined. I was paying for a good portion of it myself. My parents are helping me as well. And there's plenty of people that join that come from affluent families. I knew a good buddy of mine joined who both his parents are doctors from Massachusetts. And this is just the route that he decided to go. He wanted to do this to get life experience. And I've known people that come from a more rough background. And we're not limited to just one group of people. And we join for a variety of different reasons, whether it be college money or medical benefits, supporting a family, steady paycheck, you know, and all these things I think are like secondary, because we wouldn't do this job if we didn't like it, okay, if we didn't want to be doing it. I think the vast majority of us have a love of our country and its way of life and its Constitution. And that is kind of the bedrock foundation of why we are doing what we do. And then you have, you know, the rest of the pyramid, I suppose, that goes up for the different, you know, myriad of secondary reasons. Because there's plenty of jobs out there that pay more and have better benefits with a lot less stress. It's a very stressful job. So I just want to, you know, put that out there to people that are watching these things, is that look at this more at an individual level. You know, Liberty Check and some of her supporters tend to try to put us in a box and generalize us and say that, we come from one particular thing. We're all poor and morally, goodness, I can't think today, morally questionable or criminals, whatever, and that is not the case. So, yeah, try to look at this a little bit more as individuals. And I hope most people do that. And like I said, that's why I make a lot of these videos, is for people that don't know. So they can kind of maybe get my perspective. I don't claim to speak for all soldiers whatsoever. I can only speak for myself and other people that may agree with me. And of course, a thing like YouTube, people put comments on pages. Unlike Liberty Chick, I will not block somebody from putting a comment on my page, my videos, whatever, good or bad. I'll make comment back. I might be snarky and sarcastic, but I'll try to, I keep an open mind. So kind of hit on all these. And of course, the teamwork thing, which ties into the whole politics deal. Once again, when we go downrange, and I can not only speak for myself, okay, when I go downrange, it's not so much the politics I think about, alright? It's the people that I work with. We're like-minded individuals, and while, yes, we are individuals with different opinions and whatnot, when we're in this service, we all have a common theme of taking care of each other, depending on each other, working as a team. We just want to take care of the guys to the left and the right of us. They guy to the left or right to me might have completely different views on politics or religion or whatever else in me, but that goes out the window. Because all we're worried about is helping each other out, completing our mission, and getting home safely. The politics, most of us don't even talk about it. Because our views are different. And, people say, two things you don't talk about is religion and politics. And during my time as a squad leader, at one point I had a Muslim and a Jewish person in the same squad. And needless to say, that made for some interesting conversation. But, if we're in a foxhole, we all trust each other, regardless of our backgrounds and our personal histories. So, hope that kind of speaks as far as who we are as people. And I put freedom of speech on here, because me personally, I think that's our most important and valuable freedom that we have. We live in a country where we can express our feelings on the political system, politicians, policies, whatever else. We can express those opinions and do so and not have to worry about going to prison, or being snatched up in the middle of the night or something else, or shot in the street, something like that, which happens in many places in the world, even countries that we feel are somewhat free nations, like some countries in Western Europe, for example. Sure, you have a freedom of speech, but if you say something that could be deemed offensive to somebody else, you could get arrested, which I don't think is right, personally. Freedom of speech is in some ways supposed to be offensive. People are supposed to be able to exchange in ideas that are different without having to worry about being put in jail for having a different opinion. I disagree fervently with Liberty Chick. I can't put into words how much I disagree with her, but she has her freedoms to express her opinion, and I would hope that nobody will take that away from her. So that to me it's our most important freedom. With that being said, freedom of speech is a two-way street. I don't think her boyfriend or she understands. Yes, they have their freedom of speech, but other people have theirs too, and they can respond to what they say. And if you put something out that's offensive, then yes, people are going to be offended, and they're going to say things and respond in such a way that they may not like. That's part of freedom of speech. So, two-way street. Yeah. More notes. I kind of already talked about the difference between military and politics. That's the big thing I hit upon in a lot of my videos, is separating the two. If your feelings on policies and foreign policy and what's going on with us deploying and whatnot to different places, if you don't agree with us being somewhere, that's perfectly fine. I can understand that. I'm one of those guys that if you say, I support the troops but I don't support the war, I can understand that. Because there's nothing that says that you have to support where we go. As far as, being a cheerleader for it or whatever. Now, at the same time, I would hope that people understand that as service members, we don't get that choice to make. And saying that, well, I don't want to go here, so I'm not going to go. It doesn't work that way. Our president is the ultimate authority. They have the ultimate accountability. They say, go here, we go there. They say, here's our mission. We go complete our mission, and we try to do so most as efficiently and safely as possible. And I think most people can make the differentiation, whatever the word is, I can't think of it at the moment, between the two. But basically what I'm saying is that if you have an anger on us deploying to, say, Afghanistan or Iraq or whatever, please, vote for your candidates that you feel will express your opinions and views in Congress. But please don't take out that anger on the service members, okay? We're just trying to do the best job that we can under difficult circumstances. And really don't like it when people try to blame us for the political stuff that's going on within our government, because we really don't have any control over that. And see what I'm thankful for. I kind of hit on that already. Okay. Once again, I had to, as a service member, I have to be careful on what I say on YouTube. I try my best not to come out in favor or against any particular policies or politicians, whatever. In correspondence with another YouTube user, we talked about the whole Ron Paul thing a little bit. And I'll admit, in one of my videos, sometimes you do guilt by association. And, I want to say that you can't always do that. What I'm getting at, basically, is that, I've noticed a trend amongst some Ron Paul supporters, like Liberty Chick and Alex Massa, whatever, that they are fervently anti-military. They hate service members. They think we're the horrible thing in the world. And are also extreme supporters of Ron Paul. And my message to him would be that he would need to come out and clarify that, because his feelings on military service, which I read in, presidentcandidates.org, he says military service helps the country, is personally rewarding, and he also was a flight surgeon for the Air Force back in the 60s. And if, like that first part, if that's his opinion, then I would say that he needs to come out and put that out a little bit more, because many of his supporters, and I've noticed this is a trend, not all of them, but some of his supporters are very fervently anti-military service member. And I really think that that is disenfranchising his views, because other people hear that. At one point I heard that, and I was like, well, if this is what a lot of his people I've noticed is a trend, a lot of his supporters are saying, then obviously they're getting that from somewhere. And if they're getting that from him, then I want nothing to do with it. But I've noticed that is not the case in this, and so, I recant that former statement I had made. But my opinion to Mr. Congressman Paul was that it would really do him well to clarify to the American people what his stance is as far as military service. Maybe it's been put out a whole bunch and I just haven't seen it, but other than what I've read, I really haven't heard too much about it, and I really wouldn't want anybody else to make the same mistake that I did and do guilt by association. So that would be my suggestion. He needs to kind of corral up some of these more kookier of his supporters, because a lot of them are giving him a bad name, a very bad name. So, with that being said, once again, I'm not coming out in support or against any particular politician or policy. I'm just expressing my opinion. I'm civilian clothes, so just take it for what it's worth. Anyway, thanks again to my supporters for watching, and hopefully I get some comments on this video. Alright, thanks, bye.